Hey everyone, welcome back to myself at Iffyifz. It's Iffyifz here, and yeah, my exams are finally done, so gonna be back better, more committed, more frequent, more constant. Stay tuned, and we know we've got some exciting things coming your way. But the video today is titled Finding Your Beautiful. I want to talk a bit briefly about myself and how I got my confidence and where I kind of get my confidence from, and just the way I kind of see life and see why if you think about it, it just doesn't really matter. So I did make a video about this when I was a lot younger, and the message behind it was, it did come across as really harsh now that I think about it. I didn't mean for it to, but it was just a bit you know what, can't change your face, to get over it, what you're doing, why are you stressing. And I feel today I'm going to try and focus on why it's not that simple, or just kind of appreciate why it's not that simple for some people. Let me start from when I say that I have been confident for most of my life, but my confidence kind of changed where so it went from kind of I'm me. It wasn't I'm the best, but I kind of tricked myself into thinking I'm the best, no one could touch me. And I don't really think that confidence is healthy because it's all based on you. The reason my confidence kind of evolved was knowing that I'm loved and I have a purpose. And I feel that came more from my faith. Sorry, my voice is going. I've been on a series of mad ones, so I was just watch this on high volume because I'm really trying my best. But yeah, I think that it came from kind of knowing I'm loved, knowing I'm loved by my friends, my family, and to be fair, those are the important things in life, because looks fade. I know we say blacks don't crack and everything, and it don't, but honestly, looks fade, and I know it sounds so idealistic, so Disney to just focus on the inside, but when you actually deep that this is so it's not lasting, it's so it's substantial. Wait, it's not substantial. Then I feel you can kind of start to focus more on the things that matter, like your family, like your friends, what you're on this earth to do. And I feel that's where your actual confidence comes from. But if I just focus on myself, I had a little it was in year 7 to 8, and yeah, those 2 years mostly, and I was just really insecure about everything, every little thing, and literally one day I just looked in the mirror and I was this is your face, this is actually your face, kind of take it or leave it. And I'm not really trying to leave my face, am I? Because I'm born with it. I'm not saying deal with it, but I'm saying instead of looking at what wasn't there or what I thought was missing, I started just to focus on what was there. And I was it sounds so dumb, but I was you have 2 eyes, you have a nose, you have a mouth, that's actually more than a lot of people can say. And I'm not saying that because other people are in a worse off situation that you should just appreciate where you are, because at the end of the day we are faced with pressures from society. Look this way, be a size 8, be a size this, right? But there has to come a time where you just know that you kind of own who you are and you're aware of yourself. And what I'm saying is obviously not everyone's going to be a 10 out of 10, right? If we're actually talking based on society, it's 10 out of 10, which is dumb because obviously it changes based on your environment. But let's just think about this general 10 out of 10. Not everyone's going to be one. There's a reason why there's a scale, you know what I mean? Someone has to fit into every part of the scale. But what I'm trying to say is, you need to be a 10 out of 10 to Tom, Dick, Tunde. You need to be a 10 out of 10 to you. You need to be aware of yourself. You need to be sure of yourself and certain. And this is not going to come from your face, because not only does your face change, but I just saw the biggest wasp. But I feel even if you're not you don't match society's 10 out of 10, you need to kind of be a 10 out of 10 in yourself. That's one thing. So that's if you honestly feel you're atrocious, you can't really go out without makeup, or maybe it's not even a makeup kind of thing, but you just feel you're scared to be yourself because maybe you think people won't accept it. I think it needs to come to a time where you kind of pattern yourself. How are you gonna be afraid to act a certain way, to look a certain way for society whose opinions are changing every day? You're never gonna please everyone, truly, you're just not. So I think when you realize that, at least try and be okay with yourself, make you and yourself boys. I think one part of me, my first confidence stage was where I kind of just picked myself up, and I kind of just made myself into this big I am, you know what I mean, I'm me, and I feel that it actually wasn't very healthy, and it was very unstable, because all it takes was like someone to kind of like knock me off my pedestal a bit, and I can nearly go back until like this year 7, year 8 child. And I feel like when I deep that I can't actually have my confidence in just myself as a person, I started to look like for other ways, and it actually came from like my faith, and it came in like knowing that I'm loved. Also that like I have a reason on this earth. Like it's not that. No, I do. I love myself. Like, I love myself. Like, honestly, like, if myself was on this earth, I'd be her friend. And it's not because, you know, she's the coolest cat. Because I'm a bit different. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a bit of a weird one. But, like, I kind of just like my, you know, perspective on life. I just kind of don't care. And life is so much better when you don't care. And it is a journey to not caring. Like, as I said, I went through this kind of, like, year 7 to year 8. To kind of, like, bigging myself up. But, like, having, like, still unstable, what is the word? Unstable formations, till realizing that I'm loved, and there's a reason I was born. And I do think everyone was born for a reason. I don't believe in accidents. So I think just knowing that, and like knowing that you can't really be trying to chase people's changing trends to fit in, to just kind of be true to yourself. And like, I'm sorry, but if you're being you and the people you're around don't appreciate that, they don't deserve you as a person. Like, they honestly don't. Like, I'm not even trying to say, oh my gosh, my flatmates are staring at me now. But I'm not even trying to say, you know, be a dick. And if those people don't accept it. I'm also not trying to say I'm perfect. Like, I'm friendly, I'm fun. I also have a bit of a different side to me that you only see if you need to. But the thing is, what I'm trying to say is, like, that's me. And if you kind of can't accept it, you don't deserve it. And at the same time, though, if there are aspects of you that like aren't nice, and like your friends do tell you, you have to kind of, that's the thing. That's the thing. So my confidence went to like a stage before where like it was so far gone, like you couldn't even tell me things about me, and I want to change them, and that kind of turned into stubbornness, and that turned into like overly confident, that it was just a bit like what you do. And I think too much of anything isn't enough, and that's why like I kind of like had a like little breakdown where I had to like build it back up again. And I did that through the other way of knowing that like it's not from here, it's actually from what's in here. It's from what I can do, what I'm good at, and like my reason for being on this earth. And you don't let anyone try and take that from you because they don't like the way you dress, or they don't like the distance between your eyebrows, you know what I mean? Like, these things are actually irrelevant. But I do understand, like, from pressures of society and from like wanting to fit in with the world we live in now, especially in this social media age. But I think what we need to understand about social media is that like people legit thought I was friends with this girl because she was on my Snapchat story, or I was on her Snapchat story, but not even friends, you know what I mean? So like, things are not what they seem on social media. I cannot stress this enough. It's not a cliche, it's the truth. Like, do you know how many options Instagram has? You have like all those filters. Then if you go to the settings, change up the brightness, add a bit of pick hues in there. Like, there's so many ways to like filter what you put out there. And it actually goes, not just filtering your face, it actually goes into filtering what's inside as well. You can make yourself come across to be just someone that you're not. So you actually cannot look at these people and think, you know, I want their life, because you don't know what is happening behind the filters. So what I'm trying to say, I think, by concluding, is that if you are trying to get your confidence from like your face, and if you're not confident in the way you look, I'm trying to say that while it might be hard, to just kind of like take a step back and look at yourself again and understand that, you know, you're really not all that bad. Like, no one is all that bad. I'm saying once you've got over that, you need to understand that even if you're not all that bad, even if you're 10 out of 10, then your confidence still can't come from this. It's actually not healthy for it to come from that, because of the way society is changing, because of social media. What I'm saying is, you're so much more than that. Whether you're on society's 1 out of 10, whether you're on society's 10 out of 10, that there's so much more to you than just this. And that is the basis of my message, that there's just so much more to you. And yeah, just, you know, love life, but it's too short. It is way too short. Like, treasure the people around you, treasure your loved ones, because that's what's important. Like, live la vida. Live your life, I think, yeah. Live your life. I hope that's it. But yeah, tune in. We've got good things coming up for you.